Hey y'all, hey. So Sagittarius Moon is tonight, and the Sagittarius Moon is typically this energy that we think of that's like, drawing your bow and arrow and setting your sight on the target that you want and being unwavering. Like I've seen really funny reels about, like the different signs going through, like running through a forest, and how do they handle like a trip up. And Sagittarius is just like, just going for it. Like trip, who cares? Like I'm still on the path. I'm focused. I'm just still going towards that same goal. And what I'm feeling more is the energy of this particular moon is that it's not always a straight path, that our arrow is bent because our arrows are built from trees, and branches bend so they don't break. And this concept of reassessing and not always having to stay on that same trajectory, that same straight line that we think we're supposed to, just because we made that choice. So we make a choice, and then we have the learning. We have an awareness around what that choice feels like. What is it really manifesting as opposed to just, I make the choice, I stick with it, period, that's it, that's the end of the story. Well, that's not always the case, right? Things change, just like the moon cycles through different signs every month, every day, every year. We don't always have the same moon, the same day. We can't set our watches to that clock because she does what she wants. She's like water, she flows. And so how are we setting our goals on a specific point, but then allowing, because the moon's energy is one of allowance. It's fluctuation, it's change, and it's also a coming home. So how are we coming home to the choices that we've made and maybe realizing, oh, it's not really what I thought it was going to be, so I need to course correct. I need to shift where that arrow is pointing now. And maybe it's just like 1 degree, right? It's like, this isn't quite right. There we go. That's good. But that little shift, any change, we don't like change. As much as we want to say we like change, we don't like change. Nobody likes change. Everybody wants things to stay the same, stay in the comfort zone, stay peaceful. But the truth is there's not always peace. There's not always peace in that zone. Comfort isn't always like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. It's still great. Everything's still great. The plan's great. It's all happening. No, things change. So it's how we navigate change, because any sharp transition or refocus gives us this uneasiness, this feeling of, oh my God, this is not familiar. What do I do? So that's the business of regulation, right? How do we regulate ourselves to realize and recognize, okay, this might not be the exact thing, but I'm still on a similar path. I still know who I am and what I want, and what little 1 degree shift do I need to make so that this is now realigned. It's right for me again. So what's showing up for you today in this Sagittarian moon? Is there perhaps some guilt or shame or rush that doesn't need to be there around, I need to be at that goal already and I'm not there? Or this goal that I set for myself is now shifting a bit and things are different than I expected them to be. So now I need to reassess if I'm okay with that or if I need to make a change for myself. And how is always the biggest question. How do I know what is right for me? How do I trust it? If I haven't developed my intuition or my connection to higher power, I'm not really going to have that compass that's telling me, okay, this way, yes, good. It was that way. I'm shifted. Now it's this way. Is that right? Is that wrong? There is a voice inside of you that whispers all day long. I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide what's right for you. Just listen to the voice that speaks inside. That's a Shel Silverstein poem, right? We need to have that voice. It's there. We need to hone it. So what are you tuning into? You know, what are the, if you look at your birth chart, you can see what house the moon is currently in. It's in Sagittarius. Where does Sagittarius fall in your chart? What's that energy or that theme coming through that you might need to make a slight course correction or adjustment to realign yourself? And what does that look like in your mind, in your body, in your emotions, and in your spirit? So these are some of the topics that we're going to cover, actually those 4 pillars of holistic coaching, in my upcoming course that starts March 28th, Handled, Heard, and Held. It is for women. Sorry, fellas. It is a perimenopausal and postmenopausal women's group to be guided through 4 weeks on Saturday, 11 to 12 a.m. to p.m. Central Time, where we'll look at the resources, the tools that we have, not only to know and trust what is right for us, but then to also realign, re-regulate ourselves when we get thrown off that course a little bit, when our arrow doesn't land in the bullseye, when we feel a little bit like, oh, I'm just straight up tired, and my body is craving stuff that it never craved before. I'm not sleeping well. I'm getting night sweats. I'm moody and irritable, and my shoulder's frozen. All these things that are just natural progressions of life. These are just things that happen to us physiologically that are meant to, and there's a divine purpose for it beyond what our brains in this modern era of like feed it dopamine really fast and get it done and move on and achieve and prosper and progress and success and win and enough already. We don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to achieve anything anymore, right? It's okay that I just want to be at peace. Just leave me alone for a little while. I take a goddamn nap, okay? So that's what my course is coming up is all about. March 28th, it's the first day. Go to my website, breathewithbeth.com, and go to Heard and Held, and you can read a little bit about it. We meet weekly. But for today, for the Sagittarius Moon, I teach a Yoga Nidra class this evening, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, around the Sagittarius Moon and about these very themes. Already tired. I already need the Nidra. So Nidra is a practice of psychic sleep, and it is equivalent to 3 hours of REM sleep to allow you to rest, because Lord knows you need it, right? We do not rest enough, and even if we're sleeping, typically we eat really late, our body's still working to digest, it's working through different affects of the day, different thought processes, emotions that aren't resolved. So our bodies and our mind and our hearts are really working overdrive most of the time when we're sleeping. So Yoga Nidra is a great way to not sleep, but get the benefits of sleep. 1 hour practice is equivalent to 3 hours REM. So join me for the Sagittarius Moon tonight, and next week will be a restorative class based on that moon that day. It's a really beautiful experience. You can also find it on my website, breathewithbeth.com, on live stream Tuesdays. The picture isn't correct for today, but forgive me. I can't do it all. I'm just one woman. And then I'm just gonna pull a card from this beautiful Moonology deck. Got these oracle cards for myself for the holidays. And let's see whoa, geez. We'll just jump right out. Oh, damn. She didn't even wait for a full shuffle. She was like, bitch, listen up. So here we have, you see that? It's the full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. And, you know, interestingly enough, Aquarius is the water bearer. So you see this beautiful image of this woman trying to, there we go, of this woman, strong shoulders, no doubt. And she's choosing this like urn to spread water everywhere, right? All over the face of the moon. And one arm is up and one arm is lower, you know? But they support one another. I mean, she's totally me. She's got the hair off the right shoulder. She's got the right arm up. That's my frozen shoulder one. The water's kind of like coming back and around her, kind of like supporting her low back. So when you show the world the real you, you thrive. Because you are the only one like you that has the gifts that you possess to share with the world. You're the only one. It's just you. It's all you, baby. So what this is saying to me is, you know, don't be afraid to make those little corrections along your path. The world needs the special magic that only you have. And if you hide that, then not only are you not going to be able to decide what your true path is, but then the world doesn't get to see it either. The world is deprived of your light. Don't deprive us of your light. Where are you headed, right? Where's the bullseye? And how can you support yourself to be okay with it being a little different than you had planned? And how can you support yourself to course correct slightly so that the new vision can take form? Remember that energy, everything in the quantum field is attracting to you as you emit as well. There's this symbiotic relationship of everything you are seeking is also seeking you. And all we need to do is align with that frequency to go, oh, yep, there we go. It's all going to work out here and now. So you can't miss the things that were meant for you. So if you had your arrow set on one specific point and you go, I'm not feeling it anymore. Or that feels better. That's where it is. That's where the thing that's meeting you is coming in, right? It's going, no, I'm not there actually. I'm over here. So when you move, when I move, you move. When you move to meet it, it can better get to you too. See how that works? It's yin and yang. All right. I'm going to do one more from this Soul Purpose deck because I love oracle decks. I would go Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, but I think I'm going to save that for those of you that want to do the course with me. Also, if you're in the Austin area, I'll be presenting a bit of moon wisdom and the archetypal themes of the goddesses at Medicine for the People, which is March 21st, the Saturday before Handled, Heard, and Held starts up again. So that should be a beautiful experience of yeah, this one feels right. Wow. Wow. So we got 4. I think I'm going to post this, send this out in my email, but Leader. Many true leaders on this planet aren't extroverted or loud. Instead, they carry such unpretentious wisdom that sings softly into the hearts of humans. If you are called to be a leader, open your heart and tend to your innate capacity to inspire others, loud or soft, guiding others is a gift. There's your leader card. And I'm just going to read the next one too, because these are just so cool. I'll just read the titles. Soul Goals. Yeah. Hi, Sagittarius. Abundance. And Wild Truth. Can't go wrong. Soul Goals. You alone define what is possible. No one can tell you your dreams are impossible. Defy anyone who tells you your goals are too brilliant as well. Aim as high or wide as you like. This is your infinitely inspired life. Listen to the divine aspirations of your soul. Super Saggy, right? Nothing is impossible. Everything is figure-outable. Abundance is totally the water bearer. And I just love the term wild truth. The truth of your being is much wilder than anything offered to you from another. Your truth comes from your heart, not your mind. It's an ancient wisdom for many lifetimes and dimensions, influencing you in astounding ways. Live only according to your wild truth, not anything offered you from another. Yeah, so stand in that power, my dear siblings, and recognize what the truth of you is. All right, I'm gonna start doing these quick and easy, quick and the dead. If you'd like more information, see the description. Have a beautiful Sagittarius moon. Love you, beauties. Bye. Oh, can't reach like that. Oh, that shoulder is not happy.